All right, welcome back to another episode of podcast. Today we've got Nick Wroe with us from Platform81.
Yes, hello.
Design and digital marketing.
Yeah, web development, design and digital.
Yeah. Based, Stockport and Bromsgrove. Yeah, quite a big agency, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's doing all right. It's doing all right. Thanks for coming in and giving up your time for a chat. What's going on at the moment? Yeah, tell us a bit more about yourself and how you got into it and all that.
Yeah, so Platform81, as you say, in sunny Stockport in Jersey. We've been going since 2008. So as the recession kicked in, we thought, set up a business, great idea. I actually used to work for a company called HFS Loans, which a lot of Macclesfield people will know very well because they used to be one of the biggest employers in the area behind AstraZeneca. And they got taken over by Capital One. Yeah. Which was a great opportunity for the people that actually ran the company. And I was a marketing manager there, and fundamentally, eventually, all the Macclesfield crew got binned off. So the day before I bought the first house, I got very redundant.
Great time.
Yeah, I was early 20s. I wasn't that bothered, to be fair. It was quite an interesting time. And then sort of while I was sort of looking for what to do next, helping out a family friend with a acceptable business. Yeah. In market research in Middle Manchester. I brought a friend of mine from university on at the time, even in a similar position. He wasn't sure what he wanted to do, so just fundamentally been a bit of an unqualified, very wet behind the ears consultant. Just winged it. I'm still winging it now, really. And then just through doing that, met loads of people who either wanted help or we needed to refer work to, because a lot of what we were doing was advising people you need to work on a brand, they need a new website, they need some sort of digital strategy, which in 2008 was very different to what it would be now. And then ended up using loads of freelancers, which some of which still use to this day. But I was just thinking if there's an easier way to run a business than juggling freelancers all the time. So then we sort of just took on our first. We got an office in Reddish at the time, and in fact we used to work out of my garage actually. But that was interesting. But we took on our first sort of designer, which was Gary, because Gary's now my business partner. So he could do design and development, which is quite a rarity. I mean, his design skills haven't improved since, I'll be honest. And then we just slowly but surely grown from there. So there's 23 of us at the moment, spread across the two sites. And so web development, digital marketing, branding and design is everything we cover. In terms of where we're up to this day, it's been an interesting sort of start to the year. It's been really busy in terms of inquiries. Our pipeline is significant, which is great. But as I say, the world we're in at the moment, decisions are a little bit slow to come through. Just because there's a lot going on that people can't control. But it's interesting, we're doing a lot more this year already. So within the 3 months of 26, we've done more graphic design for print than we have in the last year already. Wow. For whatever reason that is, but branding and design projects, there seems to be a need for tangibility again. So I think more and more people are going out to see people face to face, so want to leave something with them. Bit old school, quite like it, So,
more traditional
exactly
marketing.
Exactly that. And don't get me wrong, we've invested heavily in our digital marketing capability and on our website of things, and that's the way it's going. It's quite a nice little mod to old school. Quite like it.
Do you think that's like a subconscious reply to the kind of AI and automation of sales and inquiries, and they think, well, we need to stand out, so let's go back to what we need.
Potentially, like the old school standing in waiting rooms. You are reading things, in fact, we won a project earlier this year. It wasn't just for this reason, but we were the only agency who went out to see the client face to face. And they did mention that when we sort of on the onboarding deal. We were great that you came to see us. No one else wanted to. And that's how we built our business on going building rapport with people. The networks that we've created, and just generally sort of working with people you want to be working with and going to see them, and as I say, being a nice agency to sort of interact with us about.
communication.
Unbelievable. Pretty basic stuff.
When you started it, did you envisage, was the plan to have a few offices and multiple people, or was there anything in mind?
Well, yeah, it's a good question. I mean, there wasn't really a plan, I'll be honest. It's one of those where, also, the capital one thing had happened.
Yeah.
I had a mortgage to pay, so you think, right, this is got to start, and a few quid to pay that. And I still remember to this day, our first cheque, it was a cheque in those days, our first cheque that we managed to bank from our first ever client was 740 quid it was. And I was just like, brilliant. In a way, I wish I kept it. Well, I need to pay my mortgage, so didn't I? But yeah, so in terms of a plan, there wasn't really. You just build as much as we thought we need to. Also, when you're running your business from a very early time, you do everything. Emptying the bins, doing the finance, paying the way, doing a bit of everything. So it's, where we are today, 23. I mean, we're on quite an exciting growth plan now. So now really I've got a bit of a plan to grow, to double the size of the agency in reality.
Oh, okay.
So that's where we're on now. So, we're sort of taking on the relevant sort of personnel to help us get there.
Yeah.
Bringing in, investing in good talent to push us forward.
If you were to go back to when you started it and give yourself some advice, is there anything you would say to yourself then?
Great question. Hire very, very carefully.
Yeah.
And that's a bit cliche, but you're only as good as your weakest individual. But on the whole, the team now is amazing. Don't get me wrong, but you've got to really take on the people that that gut feeling. On the whole, we've had some great people, and we still have now. And you just got to make sure that you're bringing people in for the right reasons, not just to take a bit of a load off your desk, but you're bringing them in because they are talented, and therefore they can offer the business more than you currently have. I think also don't take things personally, because in an ideal world you never lose a client, but it does happen. Such is life. And I think early days I got really upset about some sort of things that we said and this, that, and the other. You don't get there's nothing bad. Looking back at it, it's nothing. But at the time, you want to make sure that you do an amazing job for everybody. Yeah. I suppose another thing is you don't overservice, because as soon as you start overservicing, there's then sort of no way back.
Yeah.
When we had a client who paid us thousands or hundreds, we do the same sort of quality of delivery.
Yeah.
So obviously massively over-servicing the lower end of the market. But there's loads of lessons. I mean, looking back, it's again the good feeling on working with the right people and don't take on the wrong project.
Yeah.
Because you want to make ends meet, you're taking on stuff you probably shouldn't be taking on.
Yeah.
So massively stay in your wheelhouse as well. Focus on what you're good at. And don't take on projects just because it's a nice little number attached to it.
What is it in people that you like, in your business?
Honesty, hard work. Would I go for a beer with them? Test is quite important. It might sound a bit cheesy, but people that genuinely I would be comfortable spending a lot of time with, and that I know our clients would be comfortable engaging with as well. Personality is really important. We work very hard on the culture of the business as well. So, empathy is key for stuff like that. And just making sure that whatever decision we make, how's that going to impact you? How's it going to impact you? Very, very different, because everyone's in different stages of life and this and the other. So, but fundamentally, people that trust is absolute paramount. Yeah, like we're only in 2 days a week in the office, so everyone is sort of self-governing their time and their efforts, etc. So, but you just people genuinely who obviously have the skills and have the talent, but are just genuinely decent people.
Yeah, it's hard to
very difficult.
Find that out, isn't it?
And you don't really know until you're 3-4 months down the line. But again, gut feeling is key.
Yeah.
One thing during lockdown, we hired a few, some are still with us today, via Teams and things. We said, what? We don't really need to meet people. We can do it all via Teams. But then as soon as we got the opportunity, we back in the office 2 days a week. And that's still to this day. He came to office a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
We're at the stage where Wednesdays and Thursdays is our time in the office, so we try and get client meetings, we have internal meetings. It's probably our least productive time as a business, but it's so important because that is when everyone finds out of each other. That's their chemistry sort of play some sort of.
That culture and finding out about people that you work with, conversations you have about the kettle. I miss those.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. All the water.
Totally. Absolutely. Where we are indeed more, there's you've got parks. I encourage people to go out for a walk at lunchtime, whatever it is, and that's sort of golden time that you can't buy that.
Yeah.
And like I say, that's how you understand what makes people tick.
Yeah. I was. It's been sunny up north for a few days in a row, which hasn't happened for a while. And I said to the lads, because we all work remotely in my business, and I worry about mental health and all that because they're just on their own. So like you've got one order today, and that's to get outside for a bit and get some vitamin D in you. You're all a bit too pasty.
It's really important. And it's something that, again, since lockdown, I didn't really, I was able to present to you, be in the office 9 till 5 every day. You've got to be there.
Yeah.
Whereas I suppose during that time, we were probably our most productive we've ever been.
Yeah.
Because people don't have anything else to do, so you sit at the desk and cracking on, and it was great. But you're right. That time to get out and just don't take your phone, just don't think about anything, just clear your head and crack on. And it makes a big difference.
That's the other thing that lockdown did. I think it made people appreciate that people didn't have to be in the area to work for you, and you could get the best talent from around the world if you wanted.
Yeah.
And I think that's quite an interesting concept. Okay, well, if you live in Barcelona and you're good, you work hard, why not?
Yeah. No, I get it. I totally see it. One thing we've always done is, we do use a few freelancers for some bits and bobs.
Yeah.
But every one of our delivery team is on the payroll, so they are Platform81 employees, and that's something. And I know we can get it cheaper elsewhere. You can offshore and get it for a quarter the price. But it's not that I'm a control freak or the team will control, but it's just nice to know exactly what we're very proud of our processes and our. The way our infrastructures in sort of the way we operate. And if you're totally remote, not in a country, a different time zone, it's almost impossible to adhere to that sort of way of doing things.
It's true.
So it's something
depends on the role, doesn't it, as well?
100%. Yeah, absolutely. But I say it's not about having control, but it's just knowing that things are all going. We're also accredited, so it's important to follow that process to make sure that every project, whether it's a 100-grand website or a 10-grand website, it still follows the same process.
Yeah.
And the quality is the same level.
We were having a chat beforehand about AI web development tools, and I did a review on one the other day that was built in Lovable. And it was actually not bad, which worried me a little bit.
But yeah,
it was pretty good. Like from a technical perspective, I was like, "Oh shit, this is good." First of all, what's your kind of thoughts on that?
AI has helped us significantly. Now we've embraced it where we are comfortable embracing it. We don't rely on it by any stretch. Because you still need the skill and the knowledge to be able to, from a web development perspective. You still need that degree of skill and knowledge to be able to understand what he's telling you. And I mean, I'm not a web developer, so the team will be laughing at me answering this question. You'll be like, "Oh, you don't know anything about web," but it has streamlined our processes. It has made project probably quicker to deliver. And there is some sort of functionality that we've managed to that we can now do. That we probably wouldn't have had the time or the bandwidth previously. It's like automation stuff. Like we built a few sort of apps internally, like a time tracking app, or just a sort of, we're testing a sales CRM at the moment that we're doing ourselves, based on AI. And it is gonna be a game changer. But also our opinion is that all clients can build their own websites, they can do their own design. I could build my own house if I wanted to, but it'd be a shit show. So one of those things, it's whether, if clients think that's good use of their time, probably not the right target for us.
Exactly.
You know, so it's one of those things. That, it is a little bit concerning, the wrong word, but we've embraced it where we can to improve our delivery to our clients. Remember.
Yeah.
And I think it will. You know, it's only going to go one way in terms of it's going to be dominating almost every business in reality. But you just need to be super careful with it. You know, everyone you speak to, there's still the human element, but it is true.
Yeah.
Because if AI breaks, who fixes it?
Yeah.
Is it AI that fixes AI? Just fundamentally, it's depending on what situation you're in.
Yeah.
But you know, you can't beat interaction. That AI isn't. If we had a sales call the other week, and the chap on the phone, I now know he made 3 calls. We were one of them.
Yeah.
And he just asked me a really random question during our initial. I only spoke to him for 2 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
He said to me, "What did you have for breakfast?" I was like, "Fun. But what did you have for breakfast?" I went, told him, I was like, "Oh, you are a real human then," because I asked the same question to the call before you, and they couldn't answer me because it's so off topic.
Yeah.
They can't.
It's scrambled their mind.
Let me consult my boss. Or whatever he said.
I'm not sure that answer at the moment. I'll get that. I'll do some research and get back to you.
And so that is where the one thing I'm nervous about is you're going to get AI talking to AI.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a bit of a shit show.
Yeah.
Because nobody knows what's actually going to happen in terms of what's the output of this conversation.
We're always saying that, and it's been proven with the tests that we've done, is so search engines and AI engines, they give you the functionality to use it, but they don't want that on their platform because it's the human that they make money from. And so they're actively identifying what is not human generated and promoting the stuff that is quicker. And so we're finding that the good human generated content that we create is going up higher than it ever did before. And I think there's a bit of a thirst for humanity as well in life, and then it might be the thing where people get more printed.
Yes, I was going to say it's got that round shit and tangibility.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of that as well. Yeah.
Very much so. I mean, one thing we have also embraced AI is, you know, our business operations, you know, so in terms of documentation, whether it's legal docs or whatever it may be, and embracing Claude for that sort of thing. But again, you still need the qualified person to review it to make sure it's all on board. And you're not referencing cases that have been made up by 10-year-olds or whatever that is. But, you know, and also from a sales perspective, so like because of our growth plan, we've got quite an exciting sales sort of growth plan as well as part of that.
Right.
So, you know, we're embracing a tool called Apollo, which is basically like a lead gen.
Right.
So, AI scraping tool fundamentally.
Right.
And again, it's amazing what information you can get pretty quickly just with a simple search.
Yeah.
And I mean, we get some pretty good sort of green shoots from it. It's only just implemented it 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But we're having conversations that we never had.
Wow.
Otherwise. And we are honest with it. So, how did you find my details? I'll be able to use now. Okay, fine. Because with it, it's not like tearing off your mailing list or anything like that. But yeah, it's been interesting. And I say, I think there's going to be, there'll be a big case where AI is going to cause big problems, and I think confidence might step back a bit.
Yeah. I'm quite interested in the growth of agencies and businesses, and you know, we'll talk about winging it, don't we? And yeah, because if you've not been in those waters before, and then you get in there, it's a little bit. It has to be kind of a courage and a bravery involved with, let's do it. Stupidity. As to a guy who'd spent 20 years in the military, you know, how would you describe yourself? And you're like, oh, a bit of an idiot. And you're like, okay, well, that's a good place to start from. You know, stupidity or a good prerequisite for just putting one foot in front of the other. And, you know, what I'm searching for a question, but I'm interested in like your insight into what's it been like.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, you know, again, the old cliche, but you always learn more from the fuck ups.
Yeah.
And you do the successes. You've got to embrace the successes 100%.
Yeah.
But you can then become a bit cocky. If all the feedback's amazing, then suddenly you can't, we're untouchable. You get a bit cocky with it. But yeah, we've had obviously over the 18 years, not every project worked out wonderfully. And I think it's been sort of thick-skinned to take that feedback on board and proper embrace it and implement it. And like within our team as well, I encourage people to make mistakes, but don't make the second one. Twice is almost just about let go, but don't make the same mistake 3 times.
Yeah.
And that's the only way you are going to learn fundamentally, that feeling. I remember my first ever meeting at the Capital. I went to the meeting and I was early 20s. Yeah. I think, what am I doing in this room? I've got 30 people around this table. Someone said to me, Nick, you write notes. I went, yeah, no sweat. I was like, oh shit, I've got pen and paper. So I haven't got pen and paper. So from this to this, I haven't got one now, but But to this, from this day onwards, that day onwards, I took pen and paper to every single, really basic thing.
Yeah.
It's just being prepared.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And you're right. So I suppose, what does it take to set up a business? It's just been a bit naive as well. Not really knowing, because again, we set up the business in January 2008. I didn't know a recession was coming. So I think it's just been a little bit, a bit, you can't be relaxed with it. What if this happened? Well, what if anything?
Yeah.
And we've still got a long way to go. I mean, there'll be a lot of challenges ahead.
Yeah.
But it's just, the world ain't going to end of tomorrow. That's right.
Yeah. So it's the timing for that. The kind of the thought behind it.
What's the worst that can possibly happen?
Yeah.
And then and that rarely does.
Yeah. We had Sean Sankey on. He's a great guy for business growth, and he does a lot of training. And he said, in 3 years' time, you'll laugh at the things that you found stressful now as things go on, because you learn to deal with things, and it's that tomorrow's still going to happen, and that things develop and move on. There's usually a way through. 99% of the time.
Yeah,
you just got to
absolutely. But I think also it's important to have people around you that are good at what they do, and also people with a bit of experience. So over the years, I've sort of embraced many business owners. Growing a network of business owners is really useful.
Yeah.
Quite often, you can, like when we met, we shared similar sort of challenges that we've got in our industry. And it's, if anything, it's just a bit of a gauge to see, actually, we're doing all right, or we're doing something totally wrong. I mean, 9 times out of 10, you realise actually the way we've operated is pretty much the way everyone else is doing it. But it's easy, people think if you're a business owner, you're loaded and life's easy. There's a piece of bit. But you're pedaling like mad underneath. But again, I suppose it has been an owner and a leader, so to speak. You've got to show that calm demeanour, just because if you're seen to be panicking in front of your clients or the team, same thing. Exactly.
It's an interesting kind of concept, that, isn't it? That you not only it's not only the clients you've got to convince, it's but it's keeping that going, keeping the consistency in how you talk, behave, and you have to kind of think before every chat, every call, what's the point of it? What we're trying to achieve with this? Okay, these guys just need to keep going.
And that's a good point as well, because again, early on, you're involved with everything.
Yeah.
Who's our toilet roll supplier? Everything.
Yeah.
But then you've got to realise, you need to plan ahead a little bit, and don't just do meetings for the sake of having meetings, and make sure everything's got to have an outcome. Yeah. We've all been there, sat in meet for hours and hours, and we don't have nothing out of that. So again, it's just making sure that, again, you've got the teams within the business who can run. I don't really get involved day to day with stuff. Because it's not my wheelhouse, and fundamentally the team far better than I, but if I get involved, I'll slow it all down because I want everything about it. But as I say, for me, it's just having that team of talent around you lets you relax and focus on stuff, whether it's the growth strategy or go and do stuff like this. It just frees up that time to be able to do that.
But the main reason why invited you on really is because we had quite an honest conversation. Because you could say that we're competitors in some ways, but obviously I would say there's enough work for everyone.
Of course it is.
It's about the industry and keeping the standards good. And we had a really nice, honest conversation about what's going on in the industry and what we were seeing, and I like that. It's good conversations to have because, well, it can clarify, it can give you insight, it can give you confidence. Actually, other people are seeing what we're seeing, and
absolutely. We get a lot of our work from other agencies.
Yeah.
Because you're SEO specialists, and there's stuff that you do that we don't, and stuff that we do that you don't. So 100% is
a lot that you do that.
but fundamentally, fishermen know fishermen, don't they? And you love to go. And I just think, if I pass you an opportunity, nothing's guaranteed in this world. But if it's a client that trusts me and trusts us, and we pass one to you, you've got to do a lot wrong not to get the work. It's a really powerful sort of introduction, I think. And I go try and meet as many people, like we got meeting on Monday, the Manchester, the marketing meeting. Because and it's where you learn a lot about your industry. And again, a good pressure gauge of where you're at in your own world, I suppose.
It's always interesting to see meeting people in the same industry that are doing similar things at different levels here and there, and their outlook and how they communicate. And I'm borderline obsessed with just people watching in those situations and just looking for that key of what's that person like? How have they got to where they are, and what key things are they doing that I need to do?
And unfortunately, it's no blueprint, is it?
No.
Fundamentally. But I just think, one thing that I'm always you've always got to show you've got to be there. I suppose it's doing the things you really don't want to do for the good of the business. Whether it's, we've got to done in Bromsgrove, as you know. And if I'm not on the M6 by R5 in the morning, I might as well get on at 10:30 because it's chaos. So getting up before 5 o'clock, for me, the rules are, unless 4 o'clock up is for airport. But if I'm getting up at 4:45 to leave the house by 5:15, so I'm by 5, so I'm on the motorway. I don't want to do that, but I'm prepared to do it because it's for the good of making sure that the business can move forward. And just showing up. It's just fundamentally, it's, I think leaning back is probably the wrong term, but I think, I'll be there. I'll guarantee that it's that trust, I suppose, from a senior leadership team. There's 4 of us within the SL team. We will always be, advocates of the stuff that we know is going to be not necessarily easy to implement. That change is a very difficult thing to and obviously there's a lot of change in business. And what you get, it's just making sure that you're always showing up and you're always being empathetic to how it's going to impact the team as a whole, or the clients as a whole. You just give me a shit about people in reality.
So we spoke a bit about outside work as well. You're a rugby guy, aren't you?
Yes.
Do you think that kind of team sport thing helps you does it relate to the business?
Massively. I was terrible at individual sport, not in sports I was awful at. Hence I'm not working on my own. But it's better. Rugby's a good one. It's better foot like any team sport, really. Everyone's got their own strengths. Like put me in a scrum. I'm like a fish up a tree. I'm clueless. I was always sort of hanging out the back. Speed was my one weapon I have. I haven't got it anymore, so I don't offer much now. But I think it's massive, and that whole cheering up thing. There's one thing my dad said to me, that if you commit to something, you've got to commit for the full season. I've missed weddings, I've missed birthdays, I've missed them because I'm playing rugby on Saturday. Whereas now, I'm not sure whether that is still as prominent in sport. nowadays. Like, I mean,
No.
like I learned while he's only so. No, so he's played football and rugby and do things. But and I said to him, he was on and about rugby this year.
Yeah.
And he said, if you're going to play, you've got to commit for the full season.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah. And he's already told me I'm not playing next year. But yeah, the whole team thing. Yeah, I say, and obviously rugby and football. I'm a very passionate football fan as well. And,
Yeah.
but yeah, the whole rugby mentality has certainly helped the way we definitely. Just because you've got to rely on people to do the work that I physically can't do.
Yeah.
Well, I can't get in a scrum. I can't, throw a line out and all that side of it. Whereas they can. It's similar to us, isn't it? I can't build a website, but got an amazing team who can.
Yeah.
So and then the team wins rather than just the individual.
Yeah. I love it. I remember the first proper interview I had. The guy asked me, he was a rugby guy, but he was asking me about cricket, and that's my sport.
Okay.
And he said, where in the batting lineup do you bat and why? And he's trying to look at the key attitudes and behaviours as to why you do that and why you think that's important. And I remember my reply was, well, I open, because you can set the tone and you can lead from the front and, all this kind of stuff. I don't know where it came from. But, and I think when I look back, that's probably what got me hired, because they needed someone who was motivated and wanted to do stuff and go off their own back and wanted to be the best at what they were doing. Although I was on the cricket field and that is debatable. That attitude, I think you need that in a team. Then it's different.
And it's been prepared to put the graft in as well.
Yeah.
Like, I have to work really, really hard to be very, very average at rugby. And I played for Stockport first team 10 years, and I loved it, but I had to work really hard at it.
Yeah.
I've got some mates who natural talent was outstanding and just got far higher than I ever would, just based on their natural talent. But yes, it's a hard work. It all comes down to the same thing. You put the graft in, you'll get the results at the end of it.
I used to play at school, and I remember I was quite tall, 6 foot, and fairly athletic. So you get put in the scrum. They don't get in the scrum. I'd look down like, I do not want to be in.
I'll put my head there.
Yeah. This is not fun. Why can't I be there? I'm fast.
Yeah. Especially it's like the cycling thing as well, because obviously you're far better cyclist than I am, but like again, until I really got into it, when I was with a few people, I didn't understand that, the whole slipstream thing and all that.
Yeah.
It's huge, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I sort of just been in the middle because I'm just used to getting the slipstream in life a bit easy. But like any, but even like your individual sports or team sports, aren't they? Because you're going to coach your team and all that type of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. Yeah, you can't really compensate for hard graft and focus of it.
Yeah. So where do you ever think about the future of our industry, or where you see it?
Yeah, it's really difficult, isn't it? Because every time a new platform comes out or a new piece of tech, you think, what else can there possibly be? But no, I'm optimistic about it, because I think the challenge we have is that our industry is not regulated. So there's all sorts of people coming into it thinking they can do this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
Like I've got a meeting later today actually with a customer who has been missold massively, but not because they just don't know an alternative.
Yeah.
And it really winds me up that people are taking a piss of like delivering substandard solutions that fundamentally aren't delivering anything anywhere near what they think it is. So I asked the client in particular, I asked them to send me the reports that the existing PPC team have. No. Oh, I don't get reports. Okay. Have you got any idea how many leads have you had over the last 2 years? None that I can think of. But then we set the question set that was then sent onto the client, and the response was embarrassing. It's like, what was your cconversion? Clicks not coming on. And it's like these naive, but again, the client doesn't know any different.
Yeah.
So again, so it only takes that opportunity to actually go in there and have a proper conversation and say, well, that's not acceptable. This is how it should be.
Yeah.
And so you don't know what you don't know, do you?
Yeah.
But that's the frustrating thing for me. But hopefully, the likes of your business, our business, and the great businesses that are, especially in the northwest around here, they will shine through.
Yeah.
And the shit just won't.
Do you think some of the best creative businesses in the UK are in Manchester?
Absolutely. Yeah.
People. I've been in situations where I'm competing against the big agencies in London, and they're not. The standard isn't as good, I don't think, and clearly by the reports that I was sent that they sent them, and geez, how do you guys even afford your office?
You know, GA4 click download. There's your report.
Yeah. There's an agency not far from here that I won't mention, but I've seen one of their reports recently. It was just a download of keywords, none of which were in the green, with no narration about it and why and what work have they done.
And that's the thing, it's one thing we're really sort of pushing this year is data accuracy. Our sort of paid team now are really passionate about data, because fundamentally data can dictate, it can change how you operate, a campaign, and first 3 months are really crucial to get that data set so you can then make decisions.
Yeah.
And a case in point is that we took on a paid client last year. We spent 20% less ad spend with 47% increase in turnover. So just stuff like that, just spending money wisely based on data, because again, GA4 report only tells you high level, doesn't it? And far better than I do. But until you properly dissect that data and pull bits out, you can change your whole strategy overnight in reality.
I mean, for us, you could look at what happened last month compared to this month. I thought we'd gone down, and then if you look at the same time period last year, we're miles up, and it's just that there's a seasonality to it. But you got to go, okay, well, that's happened. Why?
Yeah, and that's the thing, because that's just what I think. Transparency is really important. You're not going to have a stonky month every month.
No,
it is what it is. It's like you say that the whole year-on-year thing is really accurate, because there's no shit that February's a worse performance than March or January, because 28 days to start, so you got 3 days left.
Yeah.
So you can interpret data however you see. I'm sure you can pull out a really positive report, but they pick holes in it. But fundamentally, the trends do come through.
Yeah.
Like I said, the year-on-year stuff is really important.
Yeah. One of the funniest meetings that I had, not for a client or a potential client, was they'd been spending $2,000 a month on SEO and had nothing back. So over the year, it's $24,000 plus that. And this apparently the agency that had been paying it said, well, you won't see any change for 12 months. You won't see any improvement for 12 months. I'm like, what? There's got to be something. If you've done some work, even within the first month, you'll see something.
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe that this was going on. How many more people are they telling that?
That winds me not to say the whole non-regulation side of things.
Yeah.
Very frustrating. We work hard to get those reports as good as they can be, and some customers, some agencies just don't care. You just get them on, get them into a contract.
Yeah.
You chuck them a PDF every quarter. It's tough.
Yeah. It's mad, isn't it?
It is mad, isn't it? But as I say, I am confident that the cream will rise to the top fundamentally. So I think if you are honest, and especially honest with the bad news as well.
Yeah.
Because in your game and in our game, there is some trial and error.
Yeah.
Because you need to test your campaigns, you need to test certain products within an e-commerce campaign. It is what it is, but as long as you don't bullshit people, because everyone sees through it in reality.
Yeah.
And also for me, I think reputation with other agencies are really important as well.
Yeah.
So I like to think that people they'd look at our stuff and get, fucking hell,
it's good.
It's really great, really well built website or a really well structured campaign for this, that, and the other. Yeah, and I think then that's when you can then encourage the sort of into industry sort of referrals.
Yeah, we get asked to do a lot of reviews for people based on, the perhaps a little bit concerned about what's going on with their current SEO provider. I love it when I can go back and go, well, this is what we're seeing, and actually we're doing a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Stick with them.
Yeah, you're right.
Maybe ask them about this, and have you thought about that? And then hopefully they can go back and prompt them into maybe, because if you've got a lot of clients, sometimes that can wane in big agencies. Yeah. So I like that.
I like 100%.
It's when you go, oh shit, this is nothing's been done.
Like that example I gave you, I was annoyed. If anything, a bit embarrassed about our industry. Should be allowed. For that to happen.
Yeah.
But I say they thought they were getting a good service. And whatever triggered them to give me a call and have another conversation, I don't know what that actually was. But obviously they felt something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am quite excited about the future. To be fair, it's going to be, as I say, AI will impact it, but it just needs to be used cautiously. Because people still need to speak to people, and like I said, the whole tangibility thing I think is going to be becoming more and more important.
Yeah. How are you finding employing people and the salaries and changes in income tax and stuff? It must have affected the bottom line quite
big time. Yeah, it has. And I suppose it frustrates me that SMEs are getting squeezed so significantly. Then you get the big six, or however many, the big multinationals getting away with paying no tax. Fundamentally, the SMEs are the backbone of the country. 80% of people work for SMEs, and our tax bill went up 25% all in, in terms of the value we were paying out. Of course, I appreciate we brought new people in and people got pay rise and all that, but I think comparing this time last year, we're paying a good 25% more in national insurance. It's got to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
But it's in terms of the actual employment, the actual recruitment process, we've got good partners that we work with. They know us pretty well, and it's, again, hire very, very carefully. Because, especially now with, the whole employment law changes, the Employment Right Act and all that. I don't know the detail, but they're going to make it even more into the employee's hands that, you can create a case from day one. It's as if the powers that be within our government have no experience running businesses, have no experience in how SMEs work, and they're making these pretty significant decisions which will shut a lot of companies down. And then they're going to complain that unemployment's up. It's not a surprise. Because that extra money we're paying for national insurance is a salary that we're now not going to invest in. So it's very frustrating from that perspective. But in terms of the actual recruitment process, I'd say we've got some good partners in place that we engage with. But recruitment fees are still a bit of a chunk of change. I can't complain. My wife's in recruitment. So. But yeah, it is. It's just one of the things you just need to take it on the chin that if you want to make a hire, whatever their salary is, you need at least 50%. Plus a laptop, plus this, that, and the other, and how much is a MacBook Pro now? Like all our staff have decent MacBooks. That's all we need to buy. So it's all adds up.
I had a conversation over some food with a group of people, and they were asking me about what pay staff, and and I was talking to them about the national living wage area and the kind of pros and cons to it, and they said, but are you paying the living wage? I'm like, well, what the fuck's the real living wage? And apparently that's the wage you've got to live off. I'm like, well, okay, why aren't we putting pressure on the government to reduce the cost of living so that we can all live and employ people? Because at the moment, I feel like I'm doing a good job, but where's the benefit for anyone to employ people?
100%.
and develop young people, and surely that's a thing that you should be part of.
100%.
And either think they're stupid or that they've not worked in that, or they're doing it on purpose. And I don't know what's more worrying.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, again, my first salary of 14,000 quid or whatever it was, back in the day, nowhere near that.
No.
But again, that's why you've got to hire really carefully, because you make a lot of expensive mistakes, can't you?
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got clients in the hospitality space, and that's getting battered. Like, why don't they just reduce VAT by 10%?
Yeah.
Straight away. That's going to help. That's going to help.
Yeah.
The trade grow in a way. You're going out £7 a pint.
Yeah.
Like, £7. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
And there's no surprise that people's choosing to get a slab of beer at home and drink it there.
Yeah.
Because you can get for 2 pints in a pub, you can get a crate beer. No, and we laugh, but it's a really serious situation, because like, we used to go out quite a lot because they're cheap and cheerful, and three was in our family, go off some pizza or whatever.
Yeah.
It was even that's now £100. For 3 people to eat 3 pizzas and it's mad.
It's a bit of it's not good. Something needs to happen some way, doesn't it? So otherwise, no one will be doing anything.
Indeed, and then I suppose it's like any industry. The government just need to realise that by making a really simple change, like again dropping the national insurance by 5%, could have a big impact, like it does when you put it up. And I appreciate, we all knew we were going to have to pay back COVID, all these bounce back loans everyone got, and all the new motors everyone bought. But it's unfair that I think that, like, during that period as well, employees were supportive of the furlough thing, but you and I weren't.
Well, I wasn't at all.
Oh, well,
because I was made redundant 3
Okay.
weeks before COVID.
Right.
And then started this up because I hadn't been going long enough to get the business support.
Yeah.
I always missed out on shit like that.
Yeah.
3 weeks. I'd have probably bought a yacht with it or something, and I had a client that's business insolvency.
Right.
And they had business owners that bought yachts with what they got from the government, and they're like asking them, well, what should we do? They're coming for us. And they went, sell your yacht.
Yeah.
And to have that money to give back.
In the background, if you...
well, you will get in trouble.
Of course.
But it just made me laugh with this. But I'm not sure I should share that. We don't know who it is today.
No, it's not. No, but it is. But it's people always find loopholes, don't they?
Yeah.
To be fair, they rolled out all the. I remember sitting in the pub, beer go, who weren't allowed inside us.
Yeah.
And someone said to me, "Have you got your bounce bottle? Have you got your bounce bottle?" I didn't really know much about it. No, I'm not. I went, get it now. What do you mean? I went on the Barclays app, bang, 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 bang. 2 minutes later, 50 grand sat in the bank. I'm like, it's that easy.
Yeah.
I could spend that on whatever. Because there's no way that HMRC have got the power behind them or the resource to be able to return every single. I mean, to be fair, that 50 grand is still in our bank now, but it's not do anything with it. But just show how easy it is to.
Yeah.
Scary.
Create it somehow.
Yeah.
So, like, if you were to give anyone advice that's thinking about starting up their own agency or business, or what would you say to them?
I think, focus on one area to start with. Get that nailed and then expand. Because if you're right, we're going to do whatever we're going to do, design, I'm going to do that, it's very, very difficult to get that focus. So I think if you can be seen to be a specialist in your trade, so to speak, even though you may be brand new, it's irrelevant, but if you've got the expertise behind you and you focus on that one discipline, it's far easier to grow. And then, as I alluded to, bring the people in to help you do the other bits as well. But yeah, it's probably pretty obvious, but there's some clients that we've had over the years that have got this swanky office, they've got the cars on the drive, they haven't got a business yet.
Yeah.
So don't be excited by the bright lights a bit of the city centre offices. Get your show in order first. Have a few quid behind you, and be prepared that you know if you start employing people, cash flow's king with anything, and
keep cash in
the bank in reality, or keep cash somewhere stashed away where the work, you know, as in savings, or stash it wherever you want.
Under the mattress. Can't do that.
Yeah, and build your network.
Yeah,
build your network, and show up. Fundamentally, it's all basic stuff, really. But I think there's a feeling that setting up a business is really complicated.
Yeah.
Whereas in reality, you need a laptop, a phone, and off you go.
Yeah.
Email. But yeah, as I say, and hire very, very careful. Get the talent around you. And yeah, stick to what you know, and then expand slow.
Yeah. We had a chat with a friend from school. I've not seen him for ages. He's called John Woodall. I'll name him. Why not? We were going to get him on, but he had to cancel because he was busy, and he's built big agency. And it was before I started this or whatever. And he had a lot going on, office and everything. And I just popped in. He said, "Pop in. You know, got a bit of time." And he was working hard, and there was people wanting things from him. As soon as I walked in and sat down, laptop came down, just that full focus on you. And I thought, you're good at this. Instantly I thought, you got it, because if you can give that full focus to that, it's hard, isn't it?
It's really difficult.
Yeah,
especially in this Teams world that we're in, Zoom world.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I'm guilty for it fundamentally. You know, something pops up on your screen, you're like, oh, what's that? Whereas again, stuff like this, which is again is another reason why I like to see people.
Yeah,
because you've got that. Imagine I was here with a laptop now. I'm gone. No, so I think it's really important that if you can be present in every meeting that you have, and you get that absolute attention, eye to eye, I think it's massive. Really hard.
Yeah, it's definitely a skill.
Yeah, definitely. You know, and I just like to say 1,000 people. I like to think that within our team, as I said, I could have a conversation and I know something about all of them to be able to ask a random question. So how's your holiday? How's this? How's that? And, you know, and from a client perspective as well, know enough about their personal situation that, you know, they've been on holiday recently or the daughter's getting married or whatever it is. You just really build that.
Yeah.
That rapport, really important.
Right. It's probably a good place. Cool. It's a friendship.
Yeah, bro.
Really nice.
It's great. Sit here all day. Great.
We got brownies and everything. Yeah, thanks for coming.
I appreciate it.
And sharing the world of agency.
Well, yeah, it's one of those. It's still we. I don't have to still winging it. So.
Yeah.
You know, I think you look at sort of other agencies who are fucking massive.
Yeah, yeah.
How
does that work?
Yeah. Because basically it's stepping back as much as you could physically can to let other people operate, you know, also. But no, I am optimistic.
Yeah.
Because I think you need to be. If I was really pessimistic, then that'll come across in the way I operate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll probably come across in performance.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, all good
stuff.